It's your sleepless god back, not back with Soupsy Daisy, with a new what if Lucifer chose a mate. Now, to go into this what if, we gotta go really deep into two different countries, Muslian and Zolian. Zolian is a, let me explain Zolian first. Zolian is a free, basically free country. What I mean by free is you have free religion, almost equal and opposite rights for people. The courts are very equal. The only thing it's not free in is it has slavery. Now, slavery is mostly is in three different ways. So you have serfs. So serfs are basically signed up slaves. So if you are broke, you're not going to get money, but you have some type of worth to you. You can, or freedom, you can sign up to become a serf. So you go to a lord. You will work on a farm, and you will grow your family there. Other people's families will join in with you, and you will grow a family there, and you will farm for this person until two things: they'll pay off the debt that they put for how much the person puts for that, and then he will, can be free, or until, if they signed it well, it's a contract until the person wants to be free. So serfdom is actually pretty common. It's quite common because most lords need people to farm the land from give food. So what they will do is they'll farm the food. The king, queen, or of that part of the country will get 50%. The people will get 50%. The rest of the people, the serfs, and the rest of the people, and the rest of the food will go to the king and queen themselves, the rulers, the actual capital. And that goes on for famine and everything. And then there's normal ass slavery, where you have slaves, free slaves, where you can buy and trade them, and they will, sometimes they're captured prisoners from war, sometimes they're people that could not pay off debts, or people that are too well into the hole where they have become a slave. And the third type of slavery is called war slaves. So war slaves are basically mostly children who were trained by military arms or military training since they were kids, and when they only fight to live and to die. Now, Zolian, their military force is actually quite good. 50% of their capital is military force. For Zolian, for Muslim, 75% of their capital is military force, but not all of them are highly trained. For Zolian, it is. For Zolian, it's highly trained people. So why these kids who are, gets trained from a kid, from literally like a baby, to be a soldier, when they go into battle, they do not fear death. They only fear losing. So they will keep on fighting. So that 50% number, even if it's low, those people are a lot more highly combat trained, and they have better weaponry and better skills. But the Muslian army, Muslians are completely different somewhat. Number one, they have no slavery in any sense of the word. Not even serfdom is a thing. But they do not have free religion. They believe in one God. His name is multiple. He is God, the ancient one, and the one true one. They've named him multiple figures because he represents multiple things, but they believe in one God. And if anyone else believes in a different God, they burn at the stake, no matter what. But their military force is 75%. And they are the most more brutal than anyone else. They don't really not care. even it seems like their religion gives them power mentally. So they will march for days without food, sometimes with a limited amount of food and water, and they will still keep on, and they will fight at full strength. This is why, even though the Zulians have so much better military force and such much better training, because of their different religions, there's always a little bit of separation at the beginning, but they get connected by brotherhood. Uh, because but the Muslims all believe in the same God, so they will fight for that God no matter what, and they will die for that God no matter what. So this is why they've been in war. This is this they just they keep on attacking each other every 10 years. They just have a massive battle. So they fought for at least 200 years without any peace treaties. Great commanders came up and died. Their military forces great and fallen. And these are two of the greatest powers I've ever seen in the world. Every other country has never even tried to face them, mostly because they're way too powerful. And their military force and their strategies are so much more advanced than them because of their constant rivalry. Because uh, it's like a constant buildup. Like if the Muslims find out how to make metal spears, and the Zulians have to find out how to make metal spears who can pierce for armor. It's like if they find out how to make their armor resistance to metal spears, or basically resistant to metal spears. Okay, then we're gonna make crossbows that can punch through metal spears. And we're gonna make our horses faster. Okay, then we'll make our archers quicker to reload. Okay, then we're gonna make catapults. Okay, then we're gonna make our castles better at just destroying those. And then okay, we're gonna make our castle walls bigger. Okay, then we're gonna make our catapults better. It's like a constant. So even though their people have died so many times, and every 10 years they keep on fighting, they go at each other. Their military force kept on growing, like better strategies and better equipment and better training, to the point where every other country is almost obsolete to them. And this is where we go to our main protagonist. His name is Gabriel. He is on the Zulian side, actually. He is actually he's not a commander yet, but he's been fighting through the lines. He's trained under many commanders, and most of the time, he's gone up on top a couple of times, and he does have some scars on his body. He has very, very dark hair, like the rest of his unit, and it's long. It hasn't been trimmed or cut in a while. It's down to his face. His eyes are almost covered by it, but he can still see perfectly, and his eyes are gray. He has a helmet on his head that's completely metal and almost has this open design to it, more able to see. His sword is made out of true metal and steel, not bronze or anything. He has a metal chest plate, some metal protection on his legs and his arms, but very, very thin, just chainmail around the rest of his body. Now, this is where the battle starts. Now, our Gabriel, our Zulian Gabriel, has fought the Muslims multiple times before, and won a couple times and lost a couple times. Not a perfect record, but pretty good himself. But this time, they're going for a counterattack against the main Muslim army. And when they charge in, they realized they'd been betrayed from one of their Zulian friends. Zulian friend named Marcus. Marcus was a great comrade, actually, and married his sister. But they betrayed him for the protection of his family and the movement of his people. So when Gabriel has been fighting, he fought off 16 Zulian men, killed every single one of them. But every wound that he takes, every time he killed one man, felt like there was always more. So there was 8 slashes on his body, and when he finally cut down the final Zulian men, his brother-in-law, Marcus, stabbed him in the back with a dagger. As he looked at him, he saw with Marcus's eyes there was surprise. He didn't know it was him. Like Marcus was like, as Gabriel hit him in the face with the butt of his blade, knocking him out, mostly for one reason. He knew if he didn't, number one, hurt Marcus in any way, and his commanders saw him help a Zulian force. Number one, he would kill him. And if the Muslians found him still alive, they would kill him. So it's just better this way, that he knocks him out and he starts rushing into the forest. His blood is coursing through his veins, as it's also not coursing through his veins because the blood is separating. It was a good stab. He's proud of him. For any normal man, he would be dead. Because of him, who's been through a lot of training, he knows his body well enough that he knows that he can deal with the pain. As he ran into the forest, as his body dripped with blood, he finally fell. So you go to a separate viewpoint, a woman viewpoint. You see the flames of hell burning, as you see a war raging on between hell and heaven, of his Lucifer defending her army against her brothers, Michael's. As a portal opens in the sky, not a big one, just a little one, as she sees a man fall with a sword, just a small dagger piercing his stomach. As he falls, Lucifer sees him. As you see arrows rain from the sky, as Lucifer sees him slowly drop and smash into the ground. As Lucifer flies over to the man, as she sees a man with just a human man, physically impossible to be in here because of the rules, with a dagger into his stomach, just far enough from one of his arteries that if it was 2 inches, just 2 inches better aimed, he would be dead in a minute. He would bled out instantaneously. So what does Lucifer does? Well, he's kind of interested. She is kind of interested in what this little man can do. So grabs him, rips him out of it, and puts him around the shoulder. Now, Lucifer's Lucy, her nickname is, but Lucifer is roughly around 6'2". 6'2", with really red eyes and long black hair. Ears are also very pointed, and her wings are it's the normal red color, but they have mixes of black, like ash, they've flown in this hell pit for so long that the ash is stuck into the wings itself to the point that they are just accessories to it. The medics healed him up as, let me explain how to you. And they're saying the leveling system to this place. So there's leveling system. So when you go to hell or heaven, there's a leveling system. So you always start at level 1. And also a revival system. So as long as you keep on fighting, so let's say you're level 1, you fight a level 2. You always start up with a level 1 sword, so we'll deal with 1 damage. So if you fight with a level 1 against a level 1, one swing will kill a level 1, no matter what weapon you have. But level 50, if you have a level 1 sword, you have to hit him 50 times to kill him. So it keeps on going up. But with level 100s, they get a custom weapon, something that matches their style. It's like a bone axe, a shield, or something like that. Everyone has common weapons except the level 100s and above. Now, with archangels, their level, like the max level you can get to in a normal realm is 500. 500 is the farthest you can go. But Lucifer, Michael, and Gabriel, the other Gabriel, not the main character Gabriel, can go, because they're archangels, and they were the first archangels, the most powerful ones. They can go all the way up to 1,000. There's a caveat to this, though. If you die, though, no matter where you are, when you come back, you will instantly come back no matter what. You are now minus level. So let's say you're level 1, obviously, because you get minus level 1. Let's say you're let's say you went to battle and you leveled up 6 times, but then you died. Then technically you only leveled up 5 times because you have minus 1 level because of the death. But our Gabriel wakes up. His wounds are completely healed as he wakes up, as he smells the smell of ash and flames and bones. As he sees a person looking him in his eyes and says, "Oh, he's awake." As you see a couple of people look at him, as someone handed him a sword and says, "Welcome to hell. Now, fight." As this is where we're going to end it off. I hope you guys liked the video. See you guys next time. Goodbye.